If I had to start over and become a real estate agent again, let's say we wind the clock back to 2017 when I got interested in the business, and knowing now what I know now, what I would do differently and how would I start and how would I crush it and become a top number one agent in my market. Here's how I would do it step by step. And I made a list here. And the very first thing that I would do is I would commit. For a lot of people, this is something, yeah, but let's go past that. But you have to stop and you have to really think about, are you really committed? If you're a real estate agent or you're thinking about becoming one, the commitment will be projecting. Whether you are so interested in the business or are you interested in being a top number one agent, it need to be here first before it gets out there and before the world accepts it. So you have to understand that there's going to be a lot of hours, days, months, miles, conversations that you will have to have and has zero, but you still have to be committed. You have to understand that this is coming. All that energy, all that input that you're gonna install into this career is gonna have to be done before you get money. So if you realize this, it's gonna probably kill already 50% of people that are interested in the business because they want it now. They want this to be easy. But if you're committed, it doesn't matter because I'm committed. I'm gonna do it anyway. So this is very important. If you're committed and you truly dedicate your time, no matter how long it's going to take. Sometimes it's going to take 2 months, sometimes it's going to take 8 months. Like for me, it took me 8 months to get the first sale, which was my own condo. And then my friend bought it and things started to roll. But the first 8 months, I didn't have any checks. I had some successes here and there. I had some listings that I was putting in together, but I wasn't selling them. I wasn't converting that into cash. And my commitment was carrying me through for the first 8 months. So that's the most important thing, is commitment. Then, number 2, you have to think big. You have to realize there's a lot of money to be made. If you go on a plane, you take off, and you look on Chicago area, and maybe you're watching from a different area, but I'm pretty sure that your market is also huge. But if here in Illinois, in Chicago metro area, if you take off the plane and you look down and you see how much real estate it is, it's trillions of dollars. It's crazy how much money and how many products there is. And you have to really think that you can sell whatever you need to sell and whatever money you think it to be making. Maybe you're thinking about only like 10 deals, maybe 50. But I'm talking about me wanting to crush. So I need to be selling close to 100 deals a year. I want to be making a lot of money. So thinking big is something that you need to learn. Maybe you have this, maybe you don't. But thinking only if I sell 10 deals, you're only going to sell 5 deals. But if you're thinking about how do I sell 200 deals, you're going to land at 100. This is really powerful. So if you think big, if you think that this can be done and I can do it, and I want to drive a nice car, I want to live in a big house, I want to be able to afford anything that I want for my kids, for myself, for my wife, for my husband, for anything. And if you think big, then the world just opens up. You start seeing things a little bit differently. And you start seeing little challenges that are like, they're not really problems. It's nothing. You know, I'm focused on the big picture. I'm going after a big deal. I'm going after a big client. I'm building this for a long term. You think in marathon. You think in how do I make this relationship and how do I keep this relationship, because this relationship is for 20, 30 years. I'm not going to be just doing a deal one time. I'm going to be doing the deal 20 times. This is something that people don't have. A lot of people don't have. So this, what my advice would be to somebody who's thinking about this career and somebody who's in the career but seeing themselves struggling. So, you know, commit and think big. Number 3, study top agents. Look at the tops. 2019, I went to Ryan Serhant to New York, bought 1 hour of his time by buying 100 of his books, flew there, stayed in a hotel, had no money, zero, all through credit card. Went through all that crap, met with him for 45 minutes, and learned what he did. All these lessons, even if I could have heard from anybody else, it was important for me to hear from him because he was the number one. I knew him from the show, this and that. He's the number one guy. I'm looking, is he cold calling? No. Is he pop buying with gifts to his clients? No. Is he buying leads? Maybe, but he's not closing them. He's probably buying them for a team. I'm not saying anything wrong about cold calling. I'm going to get back to the cold calling too, but this is not going to be the way you're going to do the business. There's a certain period of time for cold calling. But study the tops. They all use social media. They all focus on the database. Database is the people that they know, and and these people know them. So that's the database. And they know that the money is in follow up. All these three things, I'm telling you this right now because I've learned that from them, and I've worked my way since 2017 to today, 2025. And I know that these three things are the most important things. It's money is in follow up. The database is the most important thing that you have. You'll see that top teams that are buying leads for 15 years, selling thousands of transactions, are doubling down on going back to their database, the people that already bought and sold with them, and creating the follow-up game to get them back to transact with them again and never lose them. So this is where the cheap and free client is, because you don't pay for that new lead anymore. You already have it, and you double down on it because you can squeeze a lot of more juice out of it. So for you as a beginner, I'll transition that what you need to be doing in the first 6 months to produce and sell a lot of houses. So social media, follow-up, and database. These three things are things that are top agents focus on. So just make a tattoo on whatever part of your body you want, just to never forget these three things. Moving on. I would stay away from spending money, because in the beginning of your career you will start getting different calls, different advertisements about spending money to make money. I almost signed up for Zillow leads when I got into the business in the beginning, and the person on the other line said that this is the only way to grow, and I almost did it. Thanks God I didn't do it. In the beginning, you don't have money in order for you to spend, in order to grow. You have a lot of time. So you need to be leveraging your time in order to create opportunities. Don't spend money. Don't think that running credit card will convert into cash and you will be just trading money. Spend 1,000 here, got 3,000 back. You don't have the skills yet in order to put the money before that. There's time for you to spend money when you're already skilled and now you're just putting a little bit of a gas on the fire. That makes sense at a certain point, but in the beginning, you could be joining a team and getting their free leads, or you can be joining a brokerage that provides leads. Those are two good things. But if you're going to be running your credit card, you're going to be quitting the business sooner. So don't do that. Spend money only on thank you notes after the conversations or after the meetings with people. I would spend money on some gifts to clients or potential clients, or something that leads you closer to the deal. Something that is not just buying information from people online and then you still have to call them and there's strangers, there's a follow-up process, there's a lot of process. But let's say, for example, and I'm going to get to this a little bit further down the list, is spending $300 on buying an ice cream truck for the area that you live in. This is going to do a lot of things. This first is going to introduce you to all the neighbors. Kids are going to have a lot of time. You have a lot of pictures, which you could be able to post on social media and spread them all over the social media. You're going to meet these people, and you're going to spend only $300 on meeting your neighbors that are property owners who are going to be probably selling soon. So, don't spend money. Don't think that spending money is the way to run the business. So I'm just giving you a little bit of a foundation for somebody who's thinking about getting into the business and possibly already in the business but struggling and not sure what they need to be doing in the first 6 months. Number 5 is, in order for you to get your to get going, first thing you need to understand that you need to focus on the low-hanging fruit. Don't try to impress anybody. Don't try to copy anybody. You are you, and you have your unique situation. And you need to be focusing on your low-hanging fruits and leveraging your area, community, school you went to, your work, previous jobs that you did, people that you know and you knew, your connections, your family, all your friends, the church that you go to, the activities that you enjoy, the language that you speak, the community you belong to, the events that you go out to. This is your foundation. So you really have to think deep and think, where do I take my kids to? kindergarten, preschool, school activities, gymnastics, pool, everything like that. I went to this school. I know this person. I worked with that person, and you're gonna create the art of connecting with them and talking to them. You're a real estate agent. This is the sales career. Luckily, we don't push anything down anybody's throats. We don't convince anybody to do anything. We just need to learn how to be everywhere as much as possible. This is your goal. Using social media is a great tool. It's amazing. It's amazing what it does for the business. But you don't have to go like this on the horizontal long video like me on social media. Because I've been doing it for 7-8 years, I'm okay. I click play and I go. You're not going to be okay like this for the first, on your first videos, which my first videos were horrible. But slowly, here and there, I'm still struggling. This is going to be edited anyway. But, if you can leverage social media, it's going to speed. It's going to be a steroid for your business. But if you can't, just go out and try to connect with these people. Talk about life, talk about vacations, talk about kids, talk about future plans, talk about some other people that you mutually know, and eventually you ask them how's business, how's work, how's everything, what's your plans, and they will ask the same back, and now you share your that you are in real estate. This is the best way because you need transaction now. In order for you to have a transaction, you have to have a person that likes you, trusts you, and believes that you will be able to do a great job for them. In order for you to get the stranger, you'll have to first work these 3 things, and then possibly that transaction will happen. With people that you already know, these 3 things are done. They already like you, they already know you, they already trust you. So now it's just finding out who needs the help and just staying in touch. So social media will be able to help you to introduce that you are in the business to everybody, and to be able to update and keep everybody updated that you are in the business, and remind everybody that you are the go-to expert. So this is why social media is great, because it reaches and reminds. Because if you call somebody and then you told them you're a real estate agent, somehow throughout the conversation it appeared and they already learned that you're a real estate agent, they're going to forget it in 5 minutes. And if you don't remind them through social media or show them that you're in the business, or people that they know talking about you, that you've been selling and buying, and that's going to take a lot of time. Plus, how are you going to do this other than social media? So instead of beating and trying to finding the excuses of going around social media, accept it and use it, because you're going to be leaving too much money on the table. Later on, you can get rid of it, because you're already going to have so many past clients that you're just going to go back to them and send them emails and just call them back, visit them, send them some mailers, just call or give them updates on county taxes and things like that. They will be coming back and referring you. Referrals will kick in big time. In the beginning, you're not going to have any referrals, so you have to start getting your words out. But later, you will have the referrals come back, so you don't have to do any videos anymore. But I'll tell you another thing. As soon as you start making these videos, you will get comfortable doing it, and it will be part of your business, and you will never stop doing it. So don't go after tough business avenues. Don't go tough roads. Go easy routes. Use what you already have, and you have different from what I had when I started 2017. I didn't have many friends. Not too many friends really knew me. Not too many friends that I knew really were buying. Not too many of the friends of friends were really interested in buying. I didn't go into any schools here. I didn't have any go out colleges. I really, in terms of previous work, I was driving a truck, so who do I know? A couple other friends that drove trucks. So my situation was unique, where I had to come in and just start creating lots of content to be able to just push my name through the noise. It was a white space that I saw, is making videos with business owners and pushing this video on Facebook and sharing it to different Facebook groups. So that was my goal. that was the idea that I had. So I started reaching out to different businesses. 20 businesses said, no, I'm not interested. One business says was Daniel's Caviar. That was my first video. They said, yeah, let's do it. It was really rusty. It was tough for me to do the video. But I put it together. I recorded myself. I put everything together, edited it, and put it on social media, start sharing it. Then I used this video to reach out to other business owners, and that we go. I did 17 of these videos. And what it did, it spread my word out. It promoted the business. It promoted myself. And it reached a lot of people and reminded a lot of people. And then I would share on stories my day, how I go by day, and then I got a bunch of calls. And leads started to reach out. Because I didn't have this. I didn't have the database. I didn't have community. I didn't have any kids. Every situation is unique. You're going to have different situations. You might be speaking, the thing I did is because I spoke Ukrainian language, I started sharing to Ukrainian groups, and clients came out of there. So when you have something in common, schools you go to, same work you did, or you're still doing, you could be leveraging, you could be still working part-time while you're starting this gig. You will be thinking big. You might be, thinking, I want to sell 100 properties, but I still need to keep this job to pay my bills. Unique situation. You have to do it, because if you have kids, you have mortgage, you have wife or husband, you can't just, kill this job and just go on full time like I did, because I was just renting a small apartment and I didn't care, I didn't have bills to pay. So it was okay. I could do it. And still, it was really tough. It was really tough for me, and I burned through $67,000. I was $20,000 in debt in my credit card. I only was covering interest. It was really tough for me in the beginning. 8 months it took me to sell my first deal, and then I was blowing up. It was 2, 16, 30-something, 64, 132, 200, boom, boom, boom. Now we brokerage. We're going to close probably 750 deals this year. Everything is growing. So leverage your business. Now, number 6, once you get a client, remember this: everything is urgent. The client needs it now. Client needs it every day. Client has questions. Will you show me 100 properties? You need to say, yes, I'll show you everything. I'll do anything. You just have to be available to do anything. You will drive 230, 300 miles to maybe sell a condo for $100,000. If you don't have that mindset, you're not going to go too far. In the beginning, you'll have to do everything possible in order to get a little bit of money. That will pay off later. You can't be complaining about how much money you're making in the beginning. You're learning. You need to make sure that the whole system is set up for you to make a lot of money. You're learning. You're going to be doing a lot of jobs for free. You're going to be helping a lot of agents for free. You actually need to be raising hand and say, hey, if you need somebody to pick up the lockbox from your listing, I'm here to do it for you. You will be getting lead. You will see how agents are sharing stuff with you. You'll be able to pick up some deals just because you raise your hand to do something that they don't want to do. That's a tip for you as well. And, as soon as you get the client, you need to be able to cover the client up with such a great service that they never dreamed of that service. You over-communicate, you give them all the updates that they didn't even expect that they need to get that update. You just call them, hey, just wanted to let you know everything's moving forward, everything is good. I just spoke with the lender, I just spoke with the attorney, everything is good. There's really no updates. We're just waiting on the lender to produce ours clear to close, and we're going to close. I just wanted to kind of connect with you and let you know that everything is good. Like, there's no really update, but you're just letting you know that everything is good. They're going to appreciate that. They're going to learn that there was, you didn't disappear. You're there. And this is going to transition into great experience and future referrals. And so the last one I'm going to have for you, I have a lot of tips. I could be talking like hours and hours and hours. This is what we do every Wednesday at our office. I give our agents like different tips on how to leverage different things that they could do in order to grow their business. Like I shared the ice cream truck thing. This is doing one thing that does multiple things at once. So this is the art. When you invest an hour, it produces a bunch of avenues for you to get money. So, for example, in the beginning, I got on the radio. I got on the radio because I could do an Instagram story about it. I could share that content on social media. That radio talk show goes also on a wave, AM, and then it gets repeated. And then also on the radio, I get a couple seconds of my ad that does that couple days a week. So as soon as I go on the radio, it does a couple of things. If you rent an ice cream truck, First of all, you can negotiate a better deal because our ice cream shack is going to be rented for 2-3 hours. That's good for them. They made a good sale. You're going to invite everybody that lives in the area nearby. You're going to invite everybody that lives nearby. So you get to learn all your neighbors. You get to meet all of your neighbors. You get to maybe hire a photographer, maybe just do pictures yourself, or maybe have somebody who is there also to take pictures with you. You will have content for social media. And what else? Everybody's just gonna have a great experience, and you will benefit from it soon. You can also go into your previous jobs that you know the boss, you know the people that work there, and you can sponsor lunches. What the lunch cost? $100, and you're gonna get in there, bring your business cards. Everybody's gonna be happy. Everybody's gonna eat food and have your business cards there. This is a good way to reconnect with people, provide value in terms of food. And maybe there's somebody who's going to ask questions about buying and selling houses. So, all that said, boil it down to a couple of things. Study top agents. Remember that money is in database. Follow up. Focus on the low-hanging fruits. And use the situation you already have. Use the community. Use the previous jobs that you went to. Use the school, college, where your kids go to. The church that you do. The languages that maybe you speak, the other languages. Your friends and family, leverage that circle because that's where your first deals are sitting. In the beginning, also remember this: you have to stay patient. This is the last tip that I have for you. It took me 8 months, and might take you 12 months or 2 months. But after the 2 months, you might have another 10 months that don't produce anything. You have to stay patient, but every day you have to put in some work. You can't just stay patient on the couch and just watch TV and say, I'm being patient. All they told me that by being patient it's going to work, but nobody's going to know that you're in business. You have to remind everybody that you're in the business. So people don't think about you every single day. They think about themselves. You have to be there. You have to be in their face, and as soon as they recognize that they need a house, and as soon as they need a house, your face is right there next in their head. How do you make sure that they associate real estate with your face? So that's the job you have to be doing in the first 6 months. So hope this video helps. Hope this video will help somebody who wants to get into the business, who's already studying for a license, who already got into the business but feels lost, or who's already been in the business, quit the business, and doesn't want how to get back. This is how I would do it. I would do the same thing. Put me in Florida right now. Drop me in Boca Raton. I'm going to learn what the top agent does. I'm going to see where their sales, how they do the sales, and I'm going to leverage the local businesses, because until this day I haven't seen anybody really doing this much as I did it in 2018. So I would leverage local businesses. I would do a bunch of videos with them. I would meet them. They know a lot of people. They will share my content on their pages. So I'm going to use my content that I do for them about their business with my face. They're going to share my video in their page. I'm going to hack their social media profile. So I'm going to meet their friends. I'm going to meet them. And I'm actually going to take that video and also share on my channels in a bunch of groups. I'm going to be a member of a bunch of local groups. I'm going to go somewhere into the gym or somewhere, and I'm going to try to network there. And I would also do lots of open houses. I would join the brokerage that would have listings, and I would just host open houses with these people, and I would try to learn, and I would just try to network with people to visit those open houses. And it would took me a couple of months, and I would start having some opportunities for sure. All right, hope this helps.